Hello folks, this is Sullla once again. You're listening to another video for League of Legends. In this video we're going to be looking at a Lee Sin game as played by Electric. This is taken from one of our Tuesday YouTube night custom games, so everyone in here is someone who is a fan of the channel, or I suppose could be someone we just grabbed randomly, but mostly people who watch these videos. And you know, if you watch these videos and you come join us on our Tuesday night events, you might have the chance to get in one of these videos too. So we are going to be watching Lee Sin in this game as played by Electric. Electric is I believe he's diamond rated. It's still very early in Season 9, but I believe has already played his way there. And he ended up having a very nice game, and this is kind of a textbook example of a jungler doing a great job of snowballing lanes and putting his team ahead. Now, Lee Sin's been around for a very long time. He wasn't one of the first champions released in League of Legends, but he's been around since, I think, like Season 2, Season 3, somewhere around there, and has always been a very popular pick, has pretty much always been in the meta to one extent or another. Just one of those champions who's like pretty much playable under any circumstances, particularly in solo queue, but is super popular in competitive play as well. He offers a lot of early pressure, a great deal of playmaking, the ability to pull off those flashy plays where he dashes to a ward and kicks somebody into the middle of the team, and is still prized in the competitive scene because he can be pretty tanky later on, depending on how you build him. There's a lot of flexibility in how to build Lee Sin to whether you go for more of a tank build or more of a damage build. So we're going to watch Electric play Lee Sin in this game. And as I said, watch how he uses this champion's skill set to try and snowball his team ahead in this custom game matchup. So let's just walk through who we've got in this game, the matchups. I did set them up down here at the bottom of the screen. In top lane, we have This Is Hard playing Illaoi up against XPL playing Gangplank and using one of my favorite skins, the Toy Soldier Gangplank skin. In the jungle, we have Snow in September playing as Nunu, and Electric, who of course is playing as Lee Sin. In the mid lane, we have Faflek, who's playing as Ari, against Saint Showdown, who's playing as Diana. And then in bottom lane, Myth and I are playing as Caitlyn and Lux against T-Rex playing as Tristana, and Ball and Brian, who's supporting as Nami. In terms of the jungle path, just quick word on that. This is a very standard start. Electric began at the red buff, got some help from his top laner, and then went to the Krugs, which is the camp that has the most gold and experience. Uses his smite on the Krugs, again, very standard, to get the health back, and drank one of his health potions at the same time. Now he is going for Scuttle Crab Control, again, very standard. He is going to go for that and actually flashes, but does not manage to get the Scuttle Crab, which is claimed by Snow in September. And now we've got an early game fight around the Scuttle Crab, something you so often see. So Electric is in kind of a bad position here, is getting cornered by 3 members of the blue team. He's going to try to get out. He will dash to XPL to try and escape that. And the fight is continuing, but it looks like everyone's going to be able to make it back to the safety of their tower, except This Is Hard keeps chasing, and Electric is going to finish that one off and claim first blood. And he's actually going to get a double kill there as the chasing continues behind the play. He is going to get finished off by Faflek, and then there's an unrelated kill in bottom lane, but definitely worth it there, as Electric scores a double kill in the course of all that fighting. So claims first blood, gets a second kill, does die for it in the process, but this is where, if you are in solo queue, you would be typing worth in chat to all. Alright, so with that kind of frenetic early game action over, let's just walk through Lee Sin's skills. I know he's super popular. Most people watching this video are probably very familiar with Lee Sin, but there are always people trying to get into League of Legends who come across the videos on my channel. So let's just run through the exercise, shall we? Lee Sin's passive Flurry, after he uses his ability, his next 2 basic attacks gain attack speed and return energy. So what you will often see with Lee Sin players, in order to make best use of their passive, they will start out with a skill. For instance, you toss out his Q, and then auto attack twice. And then after that, you use his Safeguard, and then auto attack twice again, and you're kind of interspersing auto attacks between the usage of his skills to try and make use of his passive. Here, Snow in September is trying to do the Scuttle Crab, but his team does not have lane priority in mid. Electric's going to go in, and he just barely manages to pick up that kill on like 30 health. It was definitely double-digit health there, so he's going to manage to pull that off. And again, the biggest factor there was, I believe that Saint's Diana player had the initial shoving advantage, which meant that Saint was able to rotate down into the river just a little bit faster than Faflek. And honestly, that fight was decided by a single auto attack. Right now, Electric is now looking to take advantage of the fact that the enemy jungler was just killed. He's looking immediately to invade, drops a ward here so he has vision, and goes ahead and starts taking some of the camps. He looked to take the red was not up, so then he went instead to the camp that was right there and grabbed most of the raptors, so he gets most of the value of that camp. You got the big raptor, which is the most valuable one. And in terms of the matchup, in just the jungle, you can see he's already about 1,000 gold ahead, thanks to having 3 kills and then stealing some of his opponent's jungle. Alright, other skills on Lee Sin. We'll start with his Q. This is the skill that you probably see Lee Sin use the most. There it is right there. Sonic Wave, Resonating Strike. Like all of Lee Sin's basic abilities, it has a 2-tiered function. Lee Sin projects... Wow, he keeps moving around, the text keeps moving. Lee Sin projects a discordant wave of sound to locate his enemies, deals physical damage, grants True Sight, and if it hits, he can then cast Resonating Strike for the next second. So basically, toss out a little skill shot is a straight line skill shot, pretty straightforward. If it hits anything, you can activate it again to dash to the target that was hit. Again, most people are pretty familiar with this, but it's integral to Lee Sin's kit, allows him to get in right on top of an enemy. Well, really, I was going to say an enemy champion, but really pretty much any target advantage we'll see. I mean, you can use it to dash right over the wall like that, and it's part of what gives him such great mobility. So Q deals the most damage out of his basic abilities. This is the skill that Lee Sin players typically skill first, and that is what Electric's doing in this game. And it is, like I said, if you've played League at all, you've seen Lee Sin using this ability, so probably pretty familiar to just about everybody. Alright, now, right now, before I get to the next skill, Electric is looking to circle around in top lane. He's seen that the Alawi player, This Is Hard, is pushed up. And in fact, This Is Hard is actually winning this matchup. XPL is quite low, but Electric is here to turn the tide. He is going to Q in with his Resonating Strike, follows it up, Q in with the Sonic Wave, follows it up with the Resonating Strike, picks up a pretty easy kill. Even though it was warded, ultimately there's not that much you can do if you're shoved forward in lane like that. This Is Hard did not have flash up because of the earlier fight at the Scuttle Crab did not have flash up, so it's relatively easy. As soon as Electric hits the initial Sonic Wave, he can go right in, and it's pretty easy to finish that off with the help of XPL. So scores another kill in top lane, and XPL, who was in a fair amount of, maybe it's wrong to say a fair amount of trouble, but looked like he was getting shoved in, was certainly being pressured in the lane, now scores another assist, gets this minion wave shoved into the tower, and denies these minion kills to This Is Hard. So just a great gank all the way around up there. Continuing with Lee Sin's skills, let's look next at his W. This is Safeguard Iron Will. Safeguard, Lee Sin rushes to target ally. If the ally is a champion, Lee Sin shields the ally and himself. And Safeguard's cooldown is reduced by 50%. He can also cast Iron Will for the next 3 seconds, and that causes him to gain Lifesteal and Spell Vamp for the next 4 seconds. So again, making use of Lee Sin's passive, typically you'll Q in, then you will look to Safeguard if you can, if there's a target to Safeguard. If not, you'll use his E just to stack up his passive so that you can keep getting the bonus attack speed and get the energy return. Right here, Electric is using the True Sight that was just revealed from hitting that, I don't know quite what it's called, the little thing that grants sight on the map. Can I highlight it to tell what it's called? No. Sorry, this thing was introduced after I stopped playing League, so I don't know the proper name. But granted True Sight on 2 wards, and then was able to clear them out, and is looking, again, to try to steal camps in the enemy jungle, but they've already been taken by Snow in September, so not much up right here. Let's see if Electric goes for another gank in top lane. Oh, this is very unfortunate. This is hard, just trying to clear the ward, but blast going over the wall. Electric hops in. Gangplank uses his ultimate for more damage, and This Is Hard's going to dash to a ward, and that should be enough for him to finish this off. So that is another thing you can use Safeguard for. Drop a ward over the wall, Safeguard to the ward, and then pick that up. Meanwhile, there is a kill in mid that was picked up. Nice gank by Snow in September there. Does get 1 back for the blue team, even as Electric's kind of like running wild through the top side of the map. My team, the blue team, is able to score a kill there and able to get a little bit, make some hay from the fact that Electric was up there in top lane by getting a kill in mid. Continuing with the Lee Sin skills, I'm going to highlight his E next. This is Tempest Cripple, has 2 functions, like all of Lee Sin's basic abilities. Lee Sin smashes the ground, sends out a shockwave that deals magic damage. If it hits an enemy, he can then cast Cripple. The Cripple effect, nearby enemies are slowed, and so they get a movement speed slow. This is very useful in terms of jungling, as we see Electric going in and stealing the red, and oh, he's setting a trap right here. He's waiting for Snow to walk into this, and oh, this is very sad. So going to dash in. Oh, he even takes out the Blast Cone, so dashes in with the Q, follows it up with Resonating Strike, then gets the Cripple. Snow's going to flash away, but that Q is going to come off cooldown, and Electric's going to follow that up. He is very far ahead. You can see he's already 1,500 gold ahead. So once he goes in and hits the initial Q and follows that up with a Tempest, that drops poor Snow in September down to like half health, and there's not a lot he can do at that point. So again, when jungling, you use Q first, and then you typically follow it up with the E, while still retaining the Safeguard if you need to like dash to a ward. Let's see. So now he's going to Safeguard in, going to use the ultimate to get the kickback on Fatflix. Saint is going to pull in Poor Faflick with the Moonfall, and that's another relatively easy kill picked up there. Just nice use of the safeguard to the ward, which then allows a secondary dash with the Sonic Wave, which into the ultimate, the Dragon's Rage. And let's highlight Dragon's Rage while we have it in here. This is Lee Sin's kick. Lee Sin performs a powerful roundhouse kick, knocks an enemy champion back, deals physical damage. Enemies the target collide with are knocked into the air briefly and take physical damage. So yes, you can kick an enemy champion into another enemy champion. It's really awesome when you see it. More likely though, you just use the Lee Sin kick, the R, to get extra damage or to reposition people in a fight. So that's the kit. Again, great mobility, ability to reposition enemy champions. All around, just a really, really useful kit. Lee Sin is one of the more mechanically difficult champions to play in this game. That's part of the reason why he is very popular in professional play. If you know what you're doing and you're a good Lee Sin player, you look like a god. If you are not familiar with Lee Sin, you kind of look like an idiot. Let's see if this gank is successful up in the top lane. So we've got World's Biggest Snowball being chased after XPL, and it does hit him, but I think he's okay. This is hard is pretty low, and oh wow, really going for this. So they do manage to get a flash out of that, and that's not bad. Did force XPL to use his flash. You probably did not have to use it there, but a successful gank nonetheless up there in top lane. Unfortunately for blue team, Electric is back though, and this brush is not warded for the moment, and this is hard is still very low, so he's going to look to go in. Yep, dashes in with another ward hop, and it's pretty easy to pick that off. Now going to dash in with the Sonic Wave, and Snow really just has no choice but to back off after that. He is quite low, can't do much of anything. So Electric picks up his 7th kill of the match, and oh, he's gonna looks like he's trying to see if he can find going to invade once again. Something you always want to do as a jungler if your team wins a fight. Yeah, particularly if you can kill the enemy jungler, but even in a situation like this, top laner's dead, enemy jungler forced to back because they're down to like 10% health, go into the jungle, start stealing camps. Pretty basic stuff, but it is important for people who are trying to learn how to jungle to do this. I don't play a lot of jungle, I'm trying to learn to jungle more so, and I do not look to invade enough after my team has won a fight. Every time you can take a camp away from someone on the enemy team, it's golden experience they're not getting, and of course it is golden experience that you are getting. And Electric is back again. He has a pink ward here, so he is going to continue trying to snowball this lane. Does not hit the Q this time, but is able to walk in, get the Tempest, uses his smite for the slow, and then XPL is going to finish that off. And boy, this is hard. Man, this lane is hard because Lee Sin really hates you. In this game, he's gone top again and again and again and again, and it's been very, very effective because unfortunately Alawi is 0-5-0, and really that's mostly due to the pressure that Electric's been putting on in that top lane. He has decisively snowballed XPL ahead in the top lane. If you want to look at the gold total, XPL is now about 1,000 gold ahead, and most of that is due to the pressure that Lee Sin's been putting on because repeatedly Alawi has been missing farm in top lane, and XPL has been able to just shove it into the tower and deny that farm, and here getting turret plates rather easily. Now there is a cost to this. My team, blue team, is able to go down and take Dragon because we saw that Lee Sin was up on the top side of the map, and we were able to punish him for that by taking the Dragon. Right now Electric is looking to take the Rift Herald, which he'll be able to use to try to pressure a lane. Meanwhile on mid, Sing is getting tower plates. So right now top, jungle, and mid are being won by the red team. In the bottom lane though, blue team, my team, is in fact winning. We have a pretty good lead down here, Myth and I, against T-Rex and Brian Baller. And we're looking to snowball this right here. I'm going to manage to catch the T-Rex into a root, and T-Rex is going to try to get out, but unfortunately not able to pull off the flash, and Lux Laser is going to finish that off. So you can see we are quite ahead. We're like 40 minion kills ahead on the AD. We picked up 2 kills. Actually, I picked up both of the 2 kills, so I end up starting 2-0, so yay! But unfortunately, that's more than counterbalanced out by the fact that Electric is doing a great job of snowballing the other lanes, and so the red team's ahead about 2,500 gold on the game, although we did take the first Dragon. Right here, we're just getting some tower plates. Gonna grab some of that gold, and look to see what we can do after that. So while we've got a minute here where there's not that much action going on, let's go ahead and look a bit more at the build and skill order that Electric has taken on Lee Sin. He has gone for a very standard setup on Lee Sin, nothing out of the ordinary. He is maxing Q first. Again, I don't play Lee Sin pretty much ever, but my understanding is this is the skill that you max first because it is your main source of damage. W second, E is your 1-point skill, and of course, you're skilling your ultimate whenever it's available. So this is about as simple as it can get. Q, then W, then E, and of course your ultimate when it's up. As far as what he's building, he went first for his jungle item, Stalker's Blade with the Warrior enchantment. You definitely want the Warrior's enchantment. Whether to get the red smite or the blue smite is more of an open question, but you definitely do want Warrior. Now right here, I'm going to get hit by a max range Q by Electric, and he just kills me instantly, and that's going to now set up a fight because Electric has gotten a little bit far in front of his team. So Snow in September hits him on World's Biggest Snowball, and now Myth is coming in and adding extra damage, Nunu ult being channeled, and although that is going to be a flash out by Electric, it's not enough to dodge the auto attack from Myth, and now T-Rex is going to get finished off on the back end of that. So it ends up being a 3 for 2 in favor of the blue team, although Saint does go ahead and take this tower in mid at the same time, and here I actually made kind of a bad call. I suggested that Myth should try to push this tower and try to see if he could get the bottom lane tower. He wanted to back, and he was right because Saint was roaming down from mid, and even though we do see it on this word, it's too late. Myth has no summoners up. He does not even have enough mana up to do much of anything in terms of Caitlyn skills, so he can't survive this. Saint picks up a free kill, and Myth, you were right. You definitely should have just backed there in retrospect. It was a nice roam from Saint, and without us having more vision on the river, definitely was the right call to back. So my bad. I made a bad suggestion there. Ended up getting Myth killed as well. In terms of that fight, what I needed to do... Oh, and yeah, I'll go back and show this just because this is me making another mistake here. In the previous fight, I just needed to dodge the Lee Sin Q. It would have been better even to flash it. Once I got hit by it, it was dead. This, though, is just a terrible mistake. I should not be trying to hold this tower because, yeah, that's what happens when Diana is quite strong. And Lux cannot go toe-to-toe with Diana. You're just going to die instantly. So trying to hold that tower is a mistake. Just there weren't even that many minions there. Just let Saint hit the tower 3 times. And don't give away a really stupid death like that. So one thing that, oh, we do have another fight up here. So one thing that does happen is if I use the replay client to go back in time, it resets the where everybody's located down here on the bottom. So I'll go ahead and fix that in a second once this fight's over. Yeah, XPL going to get slowed there by Alawi, and Faflik's going to finish off the kills. Electric is here now, but will he go in 1v3? Turns out, no, he's not going to go in 1v3. That is known as Lee Syndrome, as it used to be called. I don't know if people still use that, but yeah, going in, when you take that Q into places you really shouldn't. That's a case of Lee Syndrome. But no, Electric realizes that going into that, not the best idea, so does not chase that down. And there we go, get the scoreboard set up more properly. So we have managed to make a couple good plays here on the blue team side. We managed to pick off a couple kills. And we do still have a dragon coming up in a relatively short period of time. It's going to be another Cloud Drake, so not quite as valuable for our team, but would still obviously be nice to get if possible. One thing about the Cloud Drakes is people often tend to kind of poo-poo the Cloud Drakes. They don't take them too seriously, but they are actually as much correlated with winning as Infernals. Now here's something that ends up being quite funny. So we have Saint coming in here, and right now I'm just trying to get back to my tower, but Saint is zoning me away, and I kind of made a mistake. I should have done what Myth did, which was to just walk up the river immediately, but I kind of like wait too long here, and now I'm trying to get out, but Saint's going to go in, and he's going to hit his Q. He's going to hit his, he's going to hit, what's the name of that skill again? Crescent Strike. He's going to hit his Crescent Strike. I'm going to get killed, and then we've taken too long in the river because it's a beautiful flanking play from Electric. Comes in here and catches both Myth and Faflik, who I have gotten killed by being too slow to get out of the play. Saint scores a triple kill, and whereas Saint was just kind of a little bit ahead of Faflik before, now Saint is very far ahead of Faflik after that triple kill, because he's now 3,000 gold ahead. I think he was about 1,000 gold ahead, which is significant, but not like the end of the world. But going from 1,000 gold ahead to 3,000 gold ahead is just massive and really, really puts us in a bad shape. And again, that is largely due to me picking a poor approach to get out. The rest of the team trying to help me get out, but not being successful. And Saint's also able to shove over another tower in the aftermath of that. So we are now down 4-0 in towers, and we're down almost 7,000 gold. So this game, which was relatively close like 2 minutes ago, has snowballed super duper fast. And they also took the Cloud Drake as well. So just everything about that was bad. And it all snowballed off of a nice roam by Saint, who came down behind the Dragon Pit, and then us not being able to get out of that. Now they're in our jungle. Snow in September's trying to ward, but he's going to get grabbed by Electric. He's going to get pulled in by the Diana Moonfall. And right now, Lee Sin and Diana are just super duper strong, both of them. And we are in a lot of trouble. because those are pretty much the two people we did not want to get ahead. But that said, if they make mistakes, there's still chances for our team to get back in it. And this is kind of a mistake because their team's going pretty far behind the tower. We are going to look to go ahead and grab Saint as he comes forward. Now we're looking to continue chasing this play. We've already gotten Electric as well. This is Hard's going to flash in. He's going to use those Alawi skills. We're going to get a nice charm from Faflick onto T-Rex. Ball and Brian's going to fall. And now the only one coming into this fight, XPL. Last one left alive. But yeah, Faflick's going to get finished off by the cannon barrage. We do still have XPL kind of deep in our territory. I'm trying to get out. I'm going to bind him. But unfortunately for me, XPL can use the remove scurvy. He can eat the oranges. And once he does that, it's really hard for me to escape. Just because, I mean, I'm Lux when I don't have flash up. Even though I can hit the binding, he can just cleanse it, and it's hard to get out of that. This is Hard, still trying to chase this fight down, but another use of oranges on XPL's part. And he is going to get the kill on This is Hard, but Myth then finishes it off. So kind of a bloody end to that fight. That said, it's not a bad situation for our team as blue team. When you are behind, trading kills is good, particularly if the enemy team's way ahead because you're getting those kill bounties. If you can just trade evenly, I mean, look, we went from being 7,000 gold behind to 5,000 gold behind, and that, that's a big difference. So a little bit sloppy from the enemy team, from the red team. They kind of push more aggressively. They really don't want to be fighting here between two towers on the other side of the map. They can pick smarter fights to take, and just ended up getting a little bit too aggressive there and gave away a little bit of their advantage on the kind of the end side of that. I am doing the thing that is always one of the hardest things to do as a support, that is trying to get words down when your team is behind. It is easy to place words when your team is ahead. It is much harder to place them when you are behind. Sadly, my 2-0 has turned into a 2-4 scoreline here. And yeah, but what are you going to do? Sometimes it happens. Sometimes people on the other team make nice plays. And hey, I made my fair share of mistakes in this game, which I was trying to point out. As far as Electric goes, he, after building his jungle item, after building his Stalker's Blade with the Warrior enchantment, he has gone into a Black Cleaver. He also picked up an early Tiamat as well. But right here, we're going to catch the enemy team out in a mistake as well. We get a really nice charm on the part of Faflick, and that allows us to blow up Electric, who really is the strongest member of their team. And right here, we had a call to go do Baron, and that was a really good call, because not only did we kill their jungler, Saint was down in bottom lane, and I kind of thought, nah, maybe we shouldn't do it, like, we're not that strong, we don't have a Mountain Drake. But in retrospect, we really should have gone for that Baron, because instead we just end up like chasing XPL and not catching him, and Saint gets bottom tower anyway, and we really have just kind of wasted this opportunity that we had before. But we got to kill the enemy jungler. Their other strongest member, Saint, was down in bottom lane, does not have teleport, so could not have got into the play. So we really, really should have forced that fight at Baron, and so this was another mistake that I made. Didn't have good calls in this game, I think. I was, usually I'm pretty good at, making suggestions, but really didn't do a good job of that. So despite the fact that we get a nice pick on Electric, and we had an opportunity where the other really strong member of red team was down in bottom lane, we don't go for it, and we really just got nothing out of that. We just kind of chased around in the bottom side of the map and did very little. So an opportunity not taken because we were really far behind. Even though it would have been rather risky to go for that Baron, it would have been a risk worth taking, because we're losing this game right now, and when you're losing, you need to take some risks to try to get back in it. So going for the aggressive Baron call, I do think in retrospect would have been a better choice right there. Instead though, Electric's had time to revive, and he is back up, clearing wards, getting down vision around Dragon and Baron. Always important stuff to do. There's another Dragon popping in 20 seconds, and this one is going to be, wow, another Cloud Drake. Really popular Cloud Drakes in this game. Everybody's going to be moving with the Nikes in this game. So, like I said, just to kind of wrap up with his build, you can see again, oh wow, I thought that he would be maxing Safeguard second. He's actually splitting points between Safeguard and then Tempest. That's unusual. A little bit surprising there. Normally Lee Sin's maxed the W second, but is actually putting points in E. Electric probably has a reason for doing that. I just don't know what it is off the top of my head. We were able to score a pick there on XPL, who got a little bit in front of the team, and so that has opened up a potential opportunity for our team to look to do Dragon. However, the problem is Saint was lurking in the jungle, and he's going to jump on Myth, and unfortunately he's just going to get blown up right away. And that really is an issue for us, because we need Myth, who is the strongest member of blue team, if we're going to be able to do this. And so yeah, we'd like to do this, but there's just not much of an opportunity. They are doing a good job of forcing us off of the dragon. Electric's going to hop in. He does a nice job of dodging the charm. This is hard, is going to get popped, and now all we can really do is run away. We are much weaker than the enemy team, which again is like 7,000 gold ahead. So even though it looked promising when we got the initial kill on XPL, Saint makes a great play, comes in from an angle that Myth was not expecting, gets that kill, and at that point, once it's 4v4 again, and we've lost the strongest member of our team, there's not a lot we can do. Now Saint's lurking again. He is going to look to go in. He does not get the kill on the red, on the golem buff right there, but wow, yeah, that damage. Saint has snowballed way ahead in this game, 12,000 gold. He has the most gold in the game at this point because he's been picking off all the recent kills in the team fights. And yeah, when Diana gets like 5,000 gold ahead, it's pretty tough to deal with her because, you know, she not only does she deal lots and lots of damage, but her shield, her Pale Cascade, starts absorbing a lot of damage as you get more and more AP, and it just gets hard to burst her down. So their team, once again, is continuing to push. They've got a minion wave coming up here in top lane. They're looking to try and get a kill on us, but one thing they don't have, note that they don't have Lee Sin here. I'm going to highlight it on the minimap. So we're able to get This Is Hard out of the fight by using some shields and some heals. I totally whiff on the Lux Laser, but again, they still don't have everybody. Saint is going to be forced to back here because he's getting kind of low. He's also got a ton of money to spend. And with Saint gone, we actually are in a position where we can look to fight for this. See, we use this Crying Orb. We don't see him there. And what that means is we can look to engage on this. So we're going to have Nunu initiate with the world's biggest snowball. And then we're going to look to hit a binding. We don't hit the binding, but we do get the root on XPL. And that is going to be enough, along with the Nunu ult, to just pile on the damage and finish him off. So that's a nice pick for us. We've managed to catch XPL a couple times now. Unfortunately, what we really need to do is get more kills on Electric and Saint. I don't think there's been any point in time where we killed both Electric and Saint, who of course are the two strongest members of the red team. And we really need to get both of them. So Electric's going to go in once again. He is not quite going to be able to finish that off, and Snow is doing a nice job of tanking right here. I'm going to Lux Laser, and that's actually going to be enough to get Electric to flash away from Alawi. So we're looking pretty strong in this fight right here. Unfortunately, Saint is down in bottom lane, and he is shoving this, so we're really going to need to send someone back to deal with this. We maybe even need to send two back, so yeah, we're going to have a couple people recalling. This is hard, getting grabbed in a Nami bubble, but we are looking to make a play on Electric here. You can see the, he is very, very low. Kate ult is going to finish him off, so that might be a chance to do something. Unfortunately, though, Saint is going to win the 1v1 down here in bot lane, so we are in a lot of trouble. At this point, we're thinking, well, we did kill the enemy jungler. Our only hope right now is to kill Baron, do it really fast, and then use the empowered recall to get back, and oh, that's an unfortunate target to teleport onto. This is hard because the tower dies before This Is Hard can teleport back. So at this point, we are just not killing Baron as fast as we need to be killing it, and now Saint can just finish off the Nexus. Now, he's not going to do that for a few seconds here. Alawi does finally manage to get back, but Saint is able to get the kill, and yeah, we get Baron, but that's all we get, and Saint is eventually just going to hit the Nexus and finish that one off. We were in a situation where we really didn't have much in the way of good choices. Unfortunately, Saint was strong enough to 1v1 anyone that we sent back. And so even though we are able to score the Baron right at the end of that game, which I do think was kind of our only hope there, it's not enough and we get finished off. And unfortunately, once again, the replay has decided just to close, so I'll have to grab a static screenshot of the endgame scores here and post it for this endgame commentary. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope that this game was pretty interesting. We had a lot of fun with our custom games. We have people from all different skill levels, so there's no need to worry if you're not a diamond player like Electric. That's totally fine. It's just for fun, and we've really been having a good time. So feel free to check out information about our Tuesday YouTube night games. I have a link to the video that gives you more information about that in the description of this video. And until next time, hope you guys are having a great week. So until then, see you guys soon. Take care. Have a good one.